Hello everybody, my name is Neil and I'm the founder of my website, which is IELTSwheel.com. And today I will be helping you how to write an essay, a high scoring essay. More specifically, this essay is taken from Cambridge Book 15, General Training Test 1. So now let's read and analyze this essay prompt in detail, then we will make a plan, and then we will write an essay. Okay. Nowadays, many people complain that they have difficulties getting enough sleep. And the questions are, what problems can lack of sleep cause? This is the first question. And the second question is, what can be done about lack of sleep? Okay, so here pay attention to this word problems. So the examiner wants us to talk about at least two problems. Okay, so we have to make a plan. So we have to talk about the first problem, and then we have to talk about the second problem. Okay, so for example here you can say that lack of sleep can cause poor concentration. So poor concentration. As for the second reason, you can say that those people who don't sleep well may get into car accidents, and we can mention this fact. So car accidents. Okay. Next, what can be done about lack of sleep? So the examiner wants us to come up with a solution or several solutions to this problem. So for example here, like as the first solution, we can choose calm music, because calm music can help people to fall asleep. And this is the first solution. And probably the second solution can be meditation. Or let's just choose the first one as meditation. And then as the second solution, we can talk about calm music. That's it. So we've got a great plan. And now we can start writing this essay. First of all, we need to write the introduction. The introduction paragraph. Okay, let's just remove that here. So now what do we need to write here? We need to write a background statement. In this case, background statement means that we are going to be writing about a general trend to say that something is true around the world, okay, or across nations. So how can we do it? First of all, we have to look at our essay prompt, and then we have to focus on some keywords. Nowadays, many people complain that they have difficulties getting enough sleep, right? So that's the problem. Okay, so we need to paraphrase the whole sentence, and we need to make sure that we can create a very strong background statement. Okay, now we can write something like this: sleep deprivation has become a major health issue among some individuals. Okay, that's it. So getting enough sleep, having difficulties getting enough sleep and sleep deprivation have the same idea. So we are talking about this trend, right? So sleep deprivation has become, I'm using the present perfect in order to impress the examiner, a major health issue. Remember, you don't want to write a big health problem, okay? Because it's not spoken English. You want to use academic vocabulary, therefore you want to write a major health issue. Issue means problem among some individuals. Okay, next. Then we need to write an outline. An outline means we need to write a precise plan, okay? The examiner must understand exactly what we are going to do in our essay. So, for example, several problems arising from this negative trend clearly need to be analyzed, and ways of addressing it have to be found. Okay, here we go. So the question is, what problems can lack of sleep cause? In here I've written several problems arising from this negative trend clearly need to be analyzed. So the examiner understands that I am going to talk about several problems in my essay. And ways of addressing it have to be found. In this case, addressing means solving, because the question is what can be done about lack of sleep. So, okay. So according to this sentence, the examiner clearly understands what I'm going to do in my essay. Okay, so sorry, as you can see, we've got only 2 sentences here in the introduction. Okay, and that's it. And now we need to focus on the first body paragraph. So body paragraph 1. Now, what are we going to write in body paragraph 1? We need to write the topic sentence. The topic sentence means that it's the most important sentence in the paragraph because it has the main idea of the whole paragraph, okay? So here, in my first paragraph, I'll be talking about 2 problems in detail. So what problems can lack of sleep cause? I'll be talking about the first problem, and then I'll be talking about the second problem in detail. Okay, so now how can I do it? Let's just look at this carefully. Reduced sleep hours tend to lead to poor concentration and car accidents. Okay, and then full stop. Now, reduced sleep hours tend to lead to, in this case, tend to means usually, not all the time, but usually. So be very careful. Okay, if you just write reduced sleep hours lead to, that means that's what happens all the time. But if you say tend to, that means that's what usually happens, okay? So be careful. Next, lead to poor concentration. So this is our first problem, poor concentration, okay? And then car accidents, this is the second problem, okay? And that's it. So we have mentioned 2 problems. And next, now we have to talk about the first problem in detail. Now, how can we do it? Okay, problem 1. Okay, and then more detail. Okay, let's say, probably a more detailed explanation. A more detailed explanation. Okay, now how can we do it? How can we talk about poor concentration? So probably we can write something like this. Although parents encourage their children to go to bed early, the latter frequently sleep less than 8 hours a day because of an addiction to video games and social media. That's it. Now, once again, here I explained the first reason, poor concentration, and here I'm trying to explain it in detail. I say that although parents, I'm using a complex sentence, although parents encourage their children to go to bed early, the latter means we're talking about parents, number 1, children, number 2. So in this case, number 2 means the latter. So we're referring back to children. So the latter frequently sleep less than 8 hours a day. Okay. Why? The examiner wants to know why. Because of an addiction to video games and social media. Okay. So it's very important to explain why. All right. Let's move on. Now we need to talk about the result, okay, or probably the negative result of this trend. Okay, so the examiner wants to know, okay, so that's the problem, okay, and what happens next, and we have to explain it. Consequently, these young people feel that they are unable to remain focused during lessons, and this may cause poor academic results. Okay. Now, it's a very good word, consequently, which means as a result. The question is, what's the difference between the word as a result and consequently? When you're talking about a positive result, you want to use the phrase as a result. If you're talking about something negative, you want to use the word consequently. Okay, so try to remember this exact difference. So these young people feel that they are unable to remain focused. In this case, they are unable to means they can't remain means stay focused during lessons, and this may cause poor academic results. Before I mentioned poor concentration. Okay, why? Because they sleep less than 8 hours, and because of this they can't remain focused during lessons. And this is bad. Why? Because this may cause poor academic results. Okay. Next, so we have already explained the first problem in detail. Okay. So here, poor concentration. Now we need to write something about car accidents. So now we're going to talk about the second problem. So problem 2. Again, we want to give more details. So a more detailed explanation. Okay, now how can we write this? Apart from this, those who have already been in a car accident claim that lack of sleep has prevented them from remaining alert when driving. And that's it, only one sentence. So apart from this means in addition to this. So we have already spoken about the first reason, the first problem. Now we're talking about the second problem, and therefore we're trying to create a very strong link between this sentence and the previous sentence using the phrase apart from this. So those who have already been in a car accident claim that. Claim means say something, okay? But the word say is used in a spoken conversation. We are writing a high-scoring essay, and therefore we need to use academic words such as claim that or state that. Lack of sleep has prevented them, which means stopped them from, and then ing, from remaining alert when driving. Alert means that you stay active, you understand exactly what's happening around you, and you are ready to take strong actions if required. Okay, that's it. So we have already analyzed and written the first paragraph. Now we need to write the second paragraph. So paragraph 2. Okay, so we have answered this first question. Now we are going to talk about this. So what can be done about lack of sleep? Okay, I will mention again meditation and calm music as highly effective solutions to this problem. Okay, so we are going to write our first topic sentence here. Okay, so which is very, very important, which conveys the central idea. So how can we do it? The solutions of meditation and calm music can address this problem. And that's it. You see that? The solutions of, and this is the first solution, and this is the second solution. Next. Now, I need to talk about the first solution in detail. How can I do it? It has been noticed by whom? Let's say by healthcare professionals. Healthcare professionals that practicing yoga and meditation for at least 20 minutes can help an individual to fall asleep easily. Okay, so it has been noticed. I'm using the passive voice here and I'm using the present perfect. I'm talking about the result which has already happened. So it has been noticed by healthcare professionals, which means doctors, that practicing yoga and meditation, so we're talking about meditation again here, for at least 20 minutes can help an individual to fall asleep easily. Okay, so we have already explained the first solution. And again, as I told you, it's very important to talk about the results. Okay, so the idea is, if people follow this advice, what will happen next? So we have to talk about this. So therefore, those who have been experiencing sleep issues are constantly recommended to watch guided video meditations okay, and then we have to explain where. Let's say on the YouTube channel and then before resting. Okay, so therefore, those who have been experiencing sleep issues, okay, experience means feel, okay, face, sleep issues means problems, are constantly recommended. In this case, constantly means always recommended to watch guided video meditations. Guided means that there is somebody who tells you what to do step by step, okay, where on the YouTube channel before resting. Okay, so we have already explained the first solution in detail. Now we need to talk about the second solution. Okay, and the second solution is calm music. Similarly, listening to soothing and relaxing music such as classical music may help people to sleep longer hours. Okay, here we go. So similarly, so we have already spoken about the first solution. Now we're talking about a second solution which has a similar positive effect, and therefore we can use the word similarly and make sure to use a comma here. Listening to soothing. Soothing means calm and nice, and relaxing music. Now I'm giving you an example here. So when you use the word such as, and when you're talking about something, you should use two commas here. So such as classical music, and then may help people to sleep longer hours. Here, try to be careful. You want to write may, you don't want to write will help, because it might help only some people, but it might not help other people. So be careful. Therefore, you need to use the modal verb may. That's all. We have finished our whole body paragraph 2. We have spoken about, or we have written two exact solutions, and we have explained everything in detail. Now it's time to write the conclusion paragraph. Okay. Now, the question is, how can we write the conclusion paragraph? Okay, let's just remove the word here. That's just conclusion. So once again, we need to mention these two problems and two solutions without any explanation, okay? Just to pinpoint them very, very quickly, because we don't have too much time to do it during our IELTS examination. Therefore, we need just to summarize everything. So, based on the above, it can be deduced that sleeping for few hours can result in low concentration and car collisions. Okay, so based on the above, so we have already explained everything here, and based on this information, so we are trying to use referencing here. We're trying to refer back to the previous paragraphs. It can be deduced that. Deduced means logically. Okay, like it is we can draw a logical conclusion of that. Okay, and then sleeping for a few hours. So here I am writing few, not a few. Few means very, very few. Let's say only 1, 2, or 3 hours. A few means 5 or 6 hours. Okay, so for few hours can result in low concentration. So this is our first problem. And car collisions, this is our second problem. So instead of writing the phrase car accidents, I decided to write the word car collisions instead. Next, one, however, can meditate and listen to relaxing music in order to start enjoying longer hours of sleep. Okay, so in this case, one means a person, an individual. You don't want to write you, however. Okay, never use any personal pronouns in your essays. Okay, so like don't write you want to write one. One means a person. However means but. So remember, when you use the word however in the middle of the sentence, make sure to use two commas before and after the word however. So one, however, can meditate. So this is the first solution. And listen to relaxing music. This is the second solution. Why? In order to start enjoying longer hours of sleep. That's it. So we have been able to address each aspect of this essay prompt. We have been able to provide two problems and two solutions. And we have presented relevant examples Okay, we have been very, very precise. So that's exactly what the examiner expects you to do. Okay, so once again, guys, if you want to get more information on my advanced video courses, and if you want to purchase them in order to prepare for the IELTS exam, if you want to have individual or group lessons, please visit my website, IELTSwheel.com. Thank you very much for watching this video.